Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Panicking, Alyosha, Tag, Accounting, King Brolly. Welcome to the stream. Starting pretty late today because I wanted to watch the finale of GDQ. It was worth watching. It was good. Can't believe they hit 3 mil. It's amazing. Alright, so yesterday we did case 1 of the third game. Trials and Tribulations. So let's start up case 2. So case 3-2, if you want to think of it that way. The third game, second case, 3-2. Yeah, that would be cool counting. Just a whole game of playing as Mia. Now turn off the import overlay for today because it's not really needed. Yeah, SGDQ was great, wasn't it, Alyosha? There's a lot of VODs I want to watch, so I'll probably get started on those tonight. Like the Majora's Mask run. Yeah. Alright. Case 2. So yeah, this game, I have played this before. I have not played it in well over a decade, and I have not seen anyone play it. And I haven't even watched the anime season for this game, so I don't really remember what happens in a lot of these cases, so I'll probably get stuck a fair bit, but it should be fun. So, let's be careful of spoilers and stuff. Alright. Thanks, Alyosha. Yeah, the soreness is pretty good today, actually. I feel pretty happy today. Alright, case 2. The Stolen Turnabout. Time is 1 AM. Detective, we made it. Phew, what a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Gumshoe. Oh, you said it, pal. It must have been our rock-solid security that scared him off. Would you mind opening the safe just to double-check? This looks like a puzzle that I'm going to play with the stylus on a DS, doesn't it? Figure out how to open the thing. Ah! We've been had! Mask to mask, salutations. Out front, guards, turn on the searchlights. Better luck next time, gentlemen. Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. Another person who can fly, and they're flying to the moon. We shall meet again when the next moon is full. That's a lot of laughing. That looks like Fanto from Super Mario Bros. 2. That face. Hey Sneejin, welcome. Getting stuck is part of the AA experience. Exactly. Exactly. October 11, 3:24 PM. Right & Co. Law Officers. Hey Nick, get a load of this. Hey, are you listening to me? You can clean the toilet later. This is important. What are you freaking out about now? Today will be the last time you talk to me that way. Huh? We're about to hit the big time. Big time? And what do you mean by we? You don't mean you and me, Ha! Don't be silly. I'm talking about me and Pearly, of course. Aw, Pearl. Hello, it's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Nick. Pearls, you haven't changed a bit. Wait, what are you doing here anyway? Haven't you heard, Mr. Nick? Here, take a look at this. What's this? Some kind of poster? Ooh. Kuran Village. Isn't that... That's right, it's our hometown. Pearly and mine, that is. What's this about treasures from the boonies? Very funny. You can laugh all you want. But you'll be singing another tune tonight. It only recorded at 360p. It looks fine for me, Tag. It might have... Maybe it's got quality options? I'll check the VODs for you. Tag. But your video didn't look like it was 360p when I was watching it. Your stream. Tonight? What about tonight? Ah, thanks for the sub. Gable? Is that how I pronounce your name? Thank you very much for subbing with Twitch Prime. The Treasures of Khura'in exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoter sent us some special VIP entry passes. That's why I dressed up extra special today. What do you think, Nick? Looks the same. Heh, same Maya, different day. This young lady here is Maya Fey, the younger sister of Mia Fey, my friend and mentor. I first met her 2 years ago. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then, I've been the one who's been keeping this law office afloat from behind the scenes. Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium, and a bit of a shady character. Hey, who are you calling shady? And this little girl is Pearl Faye, but I usually call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin and a spirit medium in training herself. I know I'm a bit young, but I want to help in any way I can, Mr. Nick. Khura'in Village is the home of the mysterious Khura'in channeling technique. And Maya here is the daughter of the Khura'in School of Channeling's master. Yeah, I have to reintroduce all the characters just in case you didn't play the previous games. How can they hear his inner monologue? I don't know. People seem to do that a lot in these games. It uploaded to YouTube at 360. YouTube might still be processing it, so just give it a couple hours and then check it. Yeah, YouTube always starts off at 360p, and then it takes a while to process the other qualities, so yeah, just give YouTube some time. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. It's the real thing, alright. As to Nick, how long are you going to make two gorgeous women like us wait? Yes, Mr. Nick. I can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibit. Looks like I don't get a choice here. Might as well head on out. Treasure exhibit poster. A poster for the Treasures of Khura'in exhibit. October 11, 7:18 PM. Lordly Taylor, Main Exhibit Hall. Lordly Taylor, the city's fanciest and most expensive department store. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. Wow, this is awesome! Yeah, you can make even the cheapest junk look great. Geez, Phoenix. It all depends on how you display it. Oh, they even have the dusty old hanging scroll that was in the Fey Manor storeroom. Oh yeah, I remember scribbling on it when I was a little girl. On a family heirloom? Say, Nick, the person in charge of this exhibition is waiting for us in the basement warehouse. Alright, I guess we should go and say hello. Sure, I want to have a look around first. I think I remember this old folding screen here. I'm pretty sure it was an important piece of evidence in that murder case that happened in Khura'in Village. This folding screen is the greatest of all the spirit channeling secrets. The 6-leaf Khura'in sacred writings folding screen. If it's so secret, why is it the most prominent thing in the exhibit? Good question. They're just a bunch of old urns. Are these really treasures too? Of course they are! This is a treasure exhibit, isn't it? Well, yeah, I guess so. So all it takes to be a treasure is age? No wonder nobody likes museums. Oh, Mystic Maya, look! I can't believe it! Ah, it's so cute! It's a little diorama of Khura'in Village. Yeah, look at that. but somehow it seems to reek of dreariness. Oh, Mystic Maya, it's your house. It even says Fey Manor on it. Yikes, you're right. I kind of want to add the famous in front of it. Don't do it, Maya. They might get mad. What's with this big cushion? It's just lying around with nothing on it. Well, it must be for the greatest treasure of all. Greatest treasure? Is there something like that? Huh? Why, of course there is. Right, Pearly? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll bet it would really take your breath away. What are they talking about? A piece of cloth with a ton of finely written characters jammed onto it. Probably esoteric knowledge only mediums would know. Let's see. Here's the title in English. 108 Ways to Save Money. I'm pretty sure the number has gone up since the last time I saw it. Well, we're always looking for new ways, you know? Being a medium sounds like a rough way of life. Yeah, it doesn't look like it still has a bullet hole, but it should, right? I guess maybe they found a way to fix it up. Yeah, I think museums are cool. Alright. I think we're done here. I'll read the sign. But I can't. Oh. Basement Warehouse. October 11, Lordly Taylor Basement Warehouse. Yep, this is a basement warehouse, alright. This place is scary. I feel like a monster could jump out at any time. Don't be scared, Pearly. I'll protect you. Oh, Mr. Wright. Eek! A monster! You were right. Huh? A monster? Ah, Adrian. Good evening. It's good to see you again. You? I know you. Nice to see you again too, little miss. Ah, hello. Is she a friend of yours, Nick? And how do you know her, Pearly? Nice to meet you. I'm Adrian Andrews. I'm in charge of the promotion and planning for this treasure exhibit. I'm also responsible for the security arrangements. Oh, nice to meet you. Adrian sure has changed since we last met. Yeah, she has actually. She's changed a lot. Yeah, why isn't she in prison for mutilating a corpse? I don't know. And trying to frame someone? Oh well. Hey, Real Jason, how are ya? So this is the warehouse. The really valuable exhibit items are still stored away in here. It really has been a long time, hasn't it, Mr. Wright? Nick, what's going on? Who is this woman? But why are you freaking out on me? What? I just thought it'd be more dramatic if I got all worked up. That's all. Mystic Maya, you shouldn't let him off the hook so easily. Please, Maya, don't say anything that'll needle Pearls further. Mr. Wright was there for me when I really needed help. It was something that happened 7 months ago. You remember, don't you? The nickel samurai case? Not really. I was stuck in a dark wine cellar. Did that escape your memory, Nick? After that, I quit being a manager and started this job. Wow, that's tough. I'm sorry, Miss Andrews. If it wasn't for us. No, don't say that. I'm glad the whole thing happened. Thanks to you and everyone else that was involved, I was able to change my whole life. I really am grateful. Phew, that's a relief. Let's just look around first. I want to have a look around. I want to call someone with the phone. Oh. Did I get a phone call? It's a security camera. It's trained on the warehouse door. It's set up to take a picture of anyone that enters or exits the door. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, they say. This computer, it looks like it's hooked up to the security camera above. And that means what? The camera is set up to take a photo of anyone that goes in or out of the storeroom. Then data from the camera gets uploaded to this computer here. That's what. I see. That's some pretty high-tech stuff. Brr. I guess she served her time? Yeah. Tired but can't fall asleep? Ah, sorry to hear that, Real Jason. Maybe a deferred sentence. After all, she committed no serious crimes, was cooperative and so on. She put her on probation or something. Okay. It looks like a part of a big signboard. All I can read on it is the burr. Aha! I've got it! Maybe it's supposed to say hamburger. Of course, that's what her mind would jump to. Why would anyone write hamburger that big? Like, maybe for the World Hamburger Festival or something? I kinda doubt it. Aha! I've got it! Maybe it said spaghetti. Huh? Why are you talking about food? Oh, wait. That's normal for you. Anyway, it says burr. There's no way it could be spaghetti. Well, maybe it was a typo. It might have said spaghetti festival. What do you think? Okay to me. Besides, spaghetti is the only thing more tangled than your reasoning. Gonna say... Oh, ladder, ladder! Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. Why do I feel like we've had this exact same conversation before somewhere? There's another one for our achievement to get all the stepladder conversations. Mr. Nick, what's that big door over there? It looks like it's the door to the actual storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes and stuff back there. Really? Let's go in. I want to take a look. Oh, I'm sorry. Unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in there. Did you hear that, Nick? We're unauthorized personnel. Why are you telling me that? Slide to the right. It says organi? No, it doesn't, Nick. It says organize. You just can't see the last two letters. Yeah, well, I guess no one else could read it either. Besides, this place is a mess. Yeah, you must feel right at home, huh? Oh, burn. Hey, Wild Knight, welcome. That was pretty important. Mystic Maya, take a look next to the door. That's Mystic Amy, right? Yes, that's a statue of the woman who invented the Quran channeling technique, Amy Faye. This statue is on loan from one of the training halls of the Faye branch family. In fact, it just arrived this morning. Amy Faye's golden statue, a statue of the founder of the Quran channeling technique, is holding the Shichishito. What's that creepy looking thing she's holding? Don't ask me. How should I know? Well, you are the future master, right? Maybe so, but this is the first time I've ever seen this statue. That thing is the Quran Shichishito. It's a ceremonial sword. That thing reminds me of something. What does it remind me of? It's not a real weapon, so the blade isn't sharp. Aw, phooey. I wanted to cut something. What are you eyeing me for? Maya's scary. Hey, check out my badge. I owe a great deal of thanks to that badge. It's the only reason that I'm still here today. Oh, come on now. That's not true. I think what Nick means to say is, it wasn't thanks to the badge, it was thanks to me. Tell the truth, Nick. I know that's what you were thinking. No way, Maya. Embarrassing him. Then you've got the Magatama. A present from Maya. It reacts to people who have secrets in their hearts. Treasure exhibit poster. It's the broken urn. No one ever fixed it. No one ever put it back so it says Amy like it's supposed to. Yeah, I really liked your commentary tag. Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed your stream. I don't want to miss out on dialogue, so I'm not sure what will trigger the next. Hang on. What profiles do we have? Hey, Phoenix Wright is 26 now. Me, what more can I say? This is my 3rd year as a young but skilled lawyer. And modesty. Mia Fey, deceased. Maya's older sister and my eternal mentor in life and law. Passed away 2 years ago. Maya Fey, age 19. My assistant and a disciple in the Quran tradition of spirit channeling. Pearl Fey, age 9. Maya's cousin and channeling prodigy. She has amazingly powerful spiritual abilities. Adrian Andrews, age 24. Head of planning, promotion and security of the Treasures of Quran exhibit. Okay. Just going to save in case we accidentally progress the story. Actually, yeah, I think that'll progress the story. So I'm going to show her like everything. Show her things. So what about this? Sorry I can't be of more help, but I really don't have anything to say about that. I wanted to do something nice for you and your friends, Mr. Wright. So that's why you arranged this exhibit? I knew that Quran village was the hometown of your assistant, Maya. I thought it would be great to let the rest of the world know about it too. But that's not exactly thanking me, per se, is it? Maybe, but who'd want to see an exhibit on the treasures of Phoenix Wright? I guess I can't argue with that one. Very good. Shichishito means 7-branch sword. Oh, cool. It shows up in all sorts of anime and manga. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to show her all the profiles as well. Okay. She has nothing to say on the statue. Okay. You've certainly changed since I last saw you 7 months ago. But really? Yes, you look like you've bulked up a little. Well, now that she mentions it, I guess I have gotten a little stronger. You're such a dork, Nick. He is. I'm sorry, I don't know as many people as I used to. So there really isn't anything I can tell you about that person. About Maya. No, nothing about Maya? Oh. Pearl. Oh. Yourself? I finally managed to put the events of 7 months ago behind me. I really love the work that I'm doing now. Honestly, I owe it all to you, Mr. Wright. Oh, it was nothing. And to this little girl, too. But thank you for saying so. Oh. I guess I wasn't much of a help, huh? No, that's not true. You were all a big help to me. Oh, that's a very new sprite. She shouldn't take it so personally. It's not like she was exactly free to help. There. I'm really impressed, Miss Andrews. Handling a huge exhibition like this must be very tiring. Well, Lordly Taylor is celebrating their 200th anniversary this year. The works on display in the main exhibition hall are worthy of the finest museums. Woohoo! Did you hear that, Pearly? The finest museums. Yes, I did. That's really wonderful. So this basement warehouse is pretty well protected, huh? Of course it is. After all, there are some priceless treasures here. The security guards are all very highly trained as well. That sounds good. So, what is with that face she's making? Oh, look, it's already 8 o'clock. Have you all eaten yet? Well, actually, I've already made a reservation at the restaurant on the 12th floor. Why don't we all dine together? Oh, I like the sound of that. Dine. It sounds so fancy. I'll have the kids' lunch. Pearly, it's dinner, not lunch. Why don't you go for it and really eat your fill with a kid's dinner? Okay, in that case, 1 kid's dinner for me. Shall we head upstairs then? After that pleasant evening, all that remained was to wait for the exhibition's opening. It was wonderful seeing Miss Andrews looking so happy. None of us could have imagined that the very next day, something terrible would happen. October 12, 10:09 AM. Right and Co Law Offices. I'm going to drink some water. Okay. Nick's hair has gotten spikier, has it? It's pretty damn spiky. You could stab someone with that hair. Nick, this is terrible. What the? You're cleaning the toilet again? I never knew you were such a toilet freak. Ugh. Give me a break, would you? My brain just hit the snooze button for the 5th time. I'm going to turn on the TV. We've got an update on the recent treasure heist. Based on clues found at the scene of the crime, authorities have announced that they believe it was the work of the renowned phantom thief, Mask the Mask. Mask the Mask? According to a spokesperson, Lordly Taylor received a threat letter some days ago. This is the 5th heist by this phantom thief, who only targets rare treasures. Lordly Taylor? Well, Nick, what are you going to do? Don't you dare go back to scrubbing the toilet. Treasure? Lordly Taylor? You don't think... Yes! Now get up, Nick! It was stolen by Mask the Mask. Our most valuable treasure. The Quran Sacred Urn was stolen. What? Oh dear. Refresh my memory a little. What's this Sacred Urn? It's only the most important treasure in Quran Village. That's all. Look, it's right there on this poster. Don't you remember what's inside? The urn contains a very important soul. Namely, the soul of Mystic Amy Faye, the founder of the Quran channeling technique. Right, Pearly? Yes, that's right. Pearl's great. Hold up. I thought that urn had the name Amy written on it. You only just noticed that? Now it says I am. Any idea how that happened, Pearly? Huh? Well... there are some things best left unsolved, wouldn't you say, Mr. Nick? Pearl's great. That's right. 1 year ago, there was a murder in Quran Village, Maya's hometown. The Sacred Urn. It turned out to be an important clue in that case. Sacred Urn, one of the treasures of Quran Village, supposedly priceless. It looks like a plain old pot. Okay, the toilet is shinier than the judge's head, so let's see what's next. What's wrong with you, Nick? What do you mean? What do you mean, what? Mr. Nick, your beloved Mystic Maya's treasure has been stolen. Doesn't that even bother you? But I thought the urn was the village's treasure, so I don't see how... The village is Mystic Maya. She's the future master of the Quran School of Channeling. You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Nick. I won't let you say you don't. Wow, getting told by Pearl. Okay, I do. So what am I supposed to do about it? Isn't it obvious? Go and find the bad guy who did this. Yeah, and get the Sacred Urn back. But I'm not a detective, I'm a lawyer. That has nothing to do with this. If you're a real gentleman, you would find it for your beloved Mystic Maya. Man, oh man, there's no winning against Pearl's fairy tale image of love. So what's the name of this bad guy again? Mask the Mask, Nick. Make a note of it. Mask the Mask. Let's just look around the office. So does Charlie actually change between games? I haven't actually noticed if Charlie actually grows. Charlie, a quite decorative plant. When she was alive, Mia really loved it. She even went so far as to make it our mascot. It must be nice to be a plant, being able to just sit in the sun and photosynthesize. Hey, Nick! No time for daydreaming. That's right, Mr. Nick. No time for daydreaming. Oh man, until I find that urn, they're not going to give me a second of peace. An old movie poster. Apparently, this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it a long time ago. Ah, they changed the poster back, did they? Maya watched it recently and said she cried all night too. Which, I guess, is why it's back up on the wall. I'll have to check it out one of these days. It's my desk. I don't get to use it much, so the dust bunnies are starting to mount their assault. Maybe I should wipe them out with a few well-placed swipes of my cleaning rag. Hey, Nick! Are you trying to make me upset? Yeah, Mr. Nick. If you're worried about the cleaning, please leave it up to me. At least Pearls is good at cleaning. Guess I'd better go find that urn. No, must look at books first. Difficult-looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. Actually, I've neglected them for so long that they're covered in a layer of dust. Maybe I should actually try reading them once in a while. Hey Nick, this is no time for reading. Yes, Mr. Nick, you can always read later. Guess I won't be getting any peace and quiet to even read until I find that urn. I mean, let's face it, Nick, you're not going to read them. You ain't going to read them. There's a giant building just outside the window. It's the Gatewater Hotel, a high-class luxury hotel. Badge them? Yeah, I must badge them. The chain is getting so rich that they bought a whole chunk of the next town over. Wow. And started building a huge theme park. It's going to be called Gatewater Land. And to think that 2 years ago, it was just a little hotel for businessmen. Wow. Check out my badge. So, what do you think about this? What about it, Pearly? I'm not certain. What do you think, Mr. Nick? Maybe 3 heads aren't better than 1. Oh hey, it's my Magatama. So what do you think, Nick? Isn't it neat? It sure is. Being able to peek into people's minds is definitely a nice advantage. What? How do you do that? What do you mean? You gave me this thing. Well, I knew Pearly put some sort of spiritual power into it. Oh wow, did she not know about Cyclops? But I had no idea that I let you do something as cool as that. Some future leader you are. Next time you use it, let me know, okay? I want to see into people's minds too. Is this thing really all that valuable? Looks kinda, well, junky if you ask me. But it's got the soul of Mr. Gamey, the founder of our channeling technique. So how much do you think you could get for it? What? Sell the sacred urn? You know, I never thought about that. Hey Pearly, make a note of that. The Cerberus of Nick, Maya and Pearls. Very good. Ways to save money. Tip 109. Sell treasures whenever possible. Whenever possible. Check. Somehow, I think Maya's going to be searching for a buyer for a long time. You know, even I didn't know this statue existed until a little while ago. Didn't Adrian say it's from a Fey branch family's training hall or something? Yes, there are actually a lot of training halls scattered all over the country. Hidden away deep in desolate mountains. Why does it always have to be desolate mountains? Same dialogue. Bum, bim, 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 bim. You're not very photogenic, are you? I guess that's the end of that conversation. Pearl is fantastic. Sis, I really miss her. Was Mystic Mia, was she a really good lawyer? Yeah, she was awesome. She taught Nick everything he knows. You should train hard and try to make her proud, Mr. Nick. Yeah, I'll do my best. You can start by reading those damn books. You can join me on my next trip to a freezing waterfall. I hate to break it to her, but I don't think being frozen to the bone helps in court. I'm going to have to really buckle down and get serious. Well, you're the future master of the Quran channeling technique, after all. Yeah, that, and I have to play the part of big sister, too. For Pearly. And you, Nick. What? Do I look like I was born yesterday? Well, normally she makes fun of how old he is, but now, yeah. Pearly is such a cutie, isn't she, Nick? Yep. And she's smart too, just like yours truly. She's got quite a future ahead of her. I bet she could be president someday. A president that can channel past presidents. That just might come in handy. She certainly seems grateful to you, Nick. Well, she was in a pretty tight spot during that terrible ordeal. Actually, I'm grateful to her too. Sounds like you're not telling me something. I'm going to take a good look at the case file next chance I get. Alright, we'll finish talking to her. It was terrible. I was arrested and everything. Wait, what? Oh, we're talking about this incident. Okay. 1 year ago, the murder in Karine village. A man was killed during one of Maya's spirit channelings. And this urn wound up being the key piece of evidence that proved her innocence. Well, one of many. Mr. Nick? Would you mind not telling Mystic Maya about that? You promised, remember? You said you wouldn't tell anyone I broke the urn. Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. This urn used to say Amy on it. Until Pearls accidentally broke it into 1,000,000 pieces. But that came up in court during Maya's trial. Like, the defendant's there for the whole court session, right? So shouldn't she know? Let's be honest, Mia probably never read those books either. Maybe. Maybe. The part responsible for her ending up in that tight spot. I can do it any day, can't I, Panicking? It's just a certain window of time, right? Anyway. She tried to secretly fix it. Let's just say it didn't work out so well. Sorry, I'm not so good at arts and crafts. Spelling either. Anyway, this is how her gluing project turned out. She put the pieces together wrong, and now, instead of Amy, it says I am. I can't believe no one's noticed this until now, a whole year later. I can't believe it myself. Alright. Go back to the main exhibition hall. October 12, Lordly Taylor Main Exhibition Hall. Right, let's see if we can find some clues that might lead us to the bad guy. But it doesn't look like anything has been disturbed. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same as it did last night. Bad guy, huh? Ah, Gumshoe. Hey, you can't poke around here, pal. Wait a minute. That voice. Oh no, not him again. It's you! Gumshoe's theme, yeah. And I'm the one who should be saying not again. Why is it that every time something bad happens, you always show up, pal? I should be asking you that. Aren't there any other detectives? No, I should be asking you that. What are you doing hanging around here? Hey, I asked you first. Why are you here any... Alright, we got it. Why don't you two kiss and make up already? Hello? It's been a long time, Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh, it's you, little missy. Actually, my name is Gumshoe. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Now is a good chance for you to try to remember it right. And if it's too long for you, you can just call him Dick. Okay, it's good to see you again, Mr. Detective Dick. Yeah. Good to see you again too, I guess. There'll be some day that I'm can't stream. There's always days where I feel sick and such, so I can just evolve it then. There. Come through. Mr. Detective Dick, can you tell us about what happened? Oh, you're trying to remember my name. Atta girl. It's Gumshoe, okay? Anyway, the thief stole something called the Sacred Urn. I know about that. Oh, well, the criminal's name is Mask the Mask. I know about that too. Detective, can't you tell us something other than that? Well, I guess I kinda owe you guys, in a way. The crime occurred last night at around 1:30 in the morning. How exactly do you know that? We got an emergency phone call from a guard at the scene of the crime, pal. He said, the urn was just stolen. The scene of the crime? You mean here, right? Wrong. That urn was being kept under careful guard in the basement warehouse. Basement warehouse, huh? So who was guarding the basement warehouse? That guy. It's all his fault that the thief got away, pal. He solves one case and gets a swelled head, thinking that he's an ace detective. Ace detective? Who's this gonna be, I wonder? Hey, Detective Gumshoe, about this Mask the Mask. Is he famous? What? You're joking, right, Nick? Mask the Mask is the hottest thing since sliced bread. Sometimes he appears as a museum guard. Sometimes he appears as a big brown bear known to surprise unsuspecting victims. But underneath those disguises is the true Mask the Mask. So he's some kind of master of disguise, huh? And he only goes after the finest works of art, pal. Last night was his 5th heist. If Lord D. Taylor had only cooperated, I could have caught him this time. What? Then you knew he was planning on stealing the Sacred Urn? Of course I did. The guy always sends his calling card before he steals something. Calling card, huh? They mentioned that on TV. So why do you call him an ace detective, anyway? That's what he calls himself, pal. I didn't make it up. So, what's he like? Well, like I told you, Master Mask has made 5 heists so far. On the 4th heist, Mr. Ace Detective managed to get the stolen treasure back. Wow, that is impressive. All by himself? Yeah, I gotta admit it, pal. Maybe he really is as good as he says. Every time the thief sends one of his calling cards, we send our men on a stakeout. But none of us has ever gotten so much as a glimpse of the guy. But Mr. Ace Detective was able to retrieve the stolen treasure from the thief. Anyway, he's at the scene of the crime right now, looking for clues. So he's down in the basement warehouse, huh? I don't remember who this detective is. Anything new to say about any of this? Nope, okay. Check out my badge. Here, take a look at my attorney's badge. Isn't Gumshoe a homicide detective? Why is he here? Gumshoe's everywhere. Are you still showing that cheap little thing off? A real man keeps his mouth shut and carries a suave police badge, pal. What about this? Sorry, pal. I didn't get much sleep last night and my brain's not really working right now. Somehow I don't think sleep would really fix the problem. Jeez. Hey, keep it down. He might have really good hearing for all that you know, and might get mad if he heard. I can hear everything you are saying, pal. To be honest, pal, there's something that bugs me. What's that? All the other items that were stolen by Master Mask were ones even I had heard of. They're all world-famous treasures. The Tear of Eminon or the Crown of Bongora. The Sacred Urn of Kuran is famous too. Right, Pearly? Of course. Everyone in Kuran Village knows about it. Sounds like we've got an unpredictable thief on our hands. Nothing to say about the statue. Profiles. Pretty goofy looking face if you ask me. Hey! What are you doing carrying that around with you anyway? It's not like we ever need it. She has got a point. Yeah, that is a good question. Why has he got a photo of himself? Well, I mean, it could just be his driver. Oh wait, he doesn't have a driver's license, does he? Maybe he has an attorney's license he has to carry around? I don't know. Oh, that's Miss Mia Fey. She was a truly beautiful person, pal. Huh? You knew her? You knew my sis? Sure, everybody in the police force knew her. We all lost a great friend that day. Oh. Mr. Scruffy Detective? I just got something in my eye. I'm not crying. What about this person? Sorry, pal. Thinking about sleep last night, blah blah blah. Oh. Pearl. Oh, nothing to say about Pearl. Nothing to say about Adrian. Okay. What about yourself? Dick Gumshoe, age 32. Homicide detective at the local precinct, in charge of the initial investigation. Nothing to say about himself. Mask Demask, age question mark. A flashy thief who steals valuable works of art. Sends a calling card before a heist. I've been on this guy's tail ever since his first heist, pal. Yeah, you're doing a really great job, I can see. Oh. Listen, pal, if you want to jump high, first you gotta crouch down, right? I'm a little frustrated now, but it'll make it that much sweeter when I catch him. Anyway, that's what I keep telling myself every day. His bicycle license. Well, good luck, Mr. Detective Dick. I believe in you. Aw, ain't you sweet? You're the only one that's ever said that. The only one? It's kind of sad if you think about it. Oh, finished talking to him now. So what's this calling card? Here it is. But don't show it to anyone. It's top secret, okay, pal? What's this mark on the front? That's Master Mask's signature emblem, pal. You could say it's his mark. All of his calling cards have got it on them. They didn't mention that on the news flash. We're withholding that detail from the public for operational reasons. The only way we can tell if a calling card is real or not is by this emblem. The Mask's calling card, sent before a heist. The emblem is top secret. That makes sense. When you get famous, there are always imitators. Mr. Nick, if you work a little harder, maybe you can have your own copycat someday. Thanks, I guess. Yeah. Calling card. To the security at Lordly Taylor. I will be coming to purloin the most priceless work of art on display in your Treasures of Quran exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Yours truly, Mask Demask. Remember, don't tell anyone about that emblem, okay, pal? Does the thief ever send these to the police? No, always to the victims. Up until now, the victims have always come to us looking for help, though. That's not what happened this time, you mean? You got that right, pal. Listen up. If you guys ever get one of these calling cards, I want you to come to us right away. Got me? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Put down here. Let's go to the basement warehouse. There. Basement warehouse. Lordly Taylor, basement warehouse. No matter how many times we come here, this place always gives me the chills. That's probably because it's air conditioned. protect the art pieces, you know? Who's this gonna be? Welcome to my private little banquet of chaos. Huh? What the heck does that mean? I'm afraid I have very little to offer, but please, make yourself at home. Who are you anyway? Shh! Silence! That's creepy. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What do you see? Zavari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. A lawyer and a spirit medium. Neither very advanced at their trade. Am I wrong? Yikes! That's scary. How did you know that? How, you say? The universal skeptic would say that how is nothing but a question of why. I am a traveller of both time and space, and a swimmer of dreams. What is he talking about? I can't make heads or tails of it. Without further ado, let me fulfill what should be the first duty of any gentleman, and introduce myself. The name is Atme. Look at me. Look at me. Aye. Ace Detective. Oh, hi. Don't let him intimidate you, Nick. Stand up and show him what you're made of. Save him again. The name's Wright. Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. I'm Maya Fey, a spirit medium. And I'm, Pearl Fey. I'm Mystic Maya's cousin, and, spirit medium Ace Apprentice. Excellent! Well then, shall we begin our little game? Game? Why does the phrase "one short of a baker's dozen" come to mind with this guy? That's hair. How do you get hair like that? So are you really as famous as you say? Of course. For a lawyer, you have a rather shocking lack of knowledge about the world. I had no idea anyone was left in this city that had not heard of me. Look at me. I am Master Mark's arch enemy, the Ace Detective. Look at me. At this moment, there are two mighty figures which loom large over this grand city. One embodies the nefarious forces of darkness, the other, the angelic cherubs of light. Boy, now I'm really lost. What is he saying, Nick? I have been personally on the heels of this villain since his first crime. After learning this criminal's patterns, I thwarted his very latest loathsome larceny. I even returned the target of his tyranny, the portrait of Magina, to the crime scene. And I did it all by myself. I took it back from mask to mask. With my brawny mind and my brilliant muscles. Yeah, they mentioned it on the news, in the Great People Around Town segment. They said that the museum gave you an incredible jewel as a reward. Well, compared to the treasure that I retrieved for them, it's not much. So, in the end, the only thing that makes you great is your own self-praise. Okay, I don't remember how this turns out. I'm currently suspecting him of actually being Master Mask, but don't spoil it for me. Oh, tell us what you know about Master Mask, and keep it simple, please. Like about how I have devoted my life to thwarting his dastardly deeds. Last night, here in the bowels of this store, we were locked in a most glorious battle. I see. Huh? Hang on a second. You were here last night? Here? In Lordly Taylor? Naturally. Wherever Damask goes, you will find Atme laying his elegant traps. Elegant traps? More like Damask out-eleganced you and made a beautiful getaway. But this time, I allowed him to escape with the illusion of victory. I wonder if I should ask him about what happened last night in more detail. Nah. Let's show him my badge instead. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful, but I have no interest save that of finding evidence against my arch-rival. Nah, it's okay. Nick is just a bit of a piddling evidence hog. That's his defense style. A piddling evidence hog, you say? In that case, I'd simply be wasting my breath. Yeah, I guess you're right. Thanks, Maya. Why couldn't you have said I was a rival and not a piddling evidence hog? I like the voice I'm doing for him? Nice. See if he's got anything to say about any of this. Oops. Do not fear, young lady. I promise I shall retrieve your urn. Thank you, Detective Atme. I'm counting on you. The final round between Detective Look at Me and Master Mask is set to begin. Still, there's something funny about this guy. Yeah, but don't forget he managed to retrieve the treasure from the last heist. Yes, I even have a video that details my role in the whole affair. I recorded it directly from the news on TV. Can I interest you in a copy? No thanks. Oh, I wanted it. Oh, I want it. Nothing to say about that. The urn. Same thing. Good music. Master Mask's calling card. It's got his emblem printed on it, right? Quite impressive, but I would expect nothing less from my arch-rival. I'm surprised to see you in possession of such a top-secret piece of information. Well, we've got an ace lawyer, an ace spirit medium, and an ace cousin apprentice here. Yes, indeed. I think I could learn to like you, my fellow ace professionals. I don't know if I really want this guy to like us. Ever. And look at me. It's pretty amazing the way you're able to tell what I do for a living. Oh, it's elementary, my dear, right? Elementary. If you're really interested, the first clue was the hair. It points backwards. It shows you're prepared to take on an attack, such as from a criminal, for example. From your clothes, I knew you weren't a policeman, so I deduced you were a lawyer. After a combination of cold logic and intuition, Zavari! Only the truth remains. How'd I keep up with that? Wow, impressive. Or maybe he just took a look at the attorney's badge on your lapel, genius. Hey Shizzle, how are ya? We just started the second case in this game. We're only an hour in, not too much has happened so far. They're doing they're supposed to be doing an exhibit on treasures of Karine, you know, from Maya's village, and an ace thief stole the urn. So we're just learning more about this thief. This woman, she is a true beauty. You don't say. I would be honoured if you would introduce her to me. I assure you, Sir Lawyer, that my interest is strictly professional. Ew, this guy's even creepier than I thought. I assure you, my dear, all ace detectives are perfect gentlemen. I mean, he's nothing compared to the frickin' doctor from the last game. The director, with the air quotes. So how did you know I was a spirit medium? Oh, that was child's play. First, your hair. It's not of the type one sees every day. Both rare and enchanting, almost otherworldly. I thought it likely that you were either a fortune teller or a spirit medium, but I didn't quite detect the wisdom one usually sees in a fortune teller. And so, Zavari! That left only one possibility. Well, they also have a bio about me on the treasure exhibit poster. As for this child, Zavari, elementary school student. Wow, that's right. I can also see that you will be a middle school student within the next few years. That's incredible. No doubt about it. This guy is good. Is he though? Now you can see how I have earned my reputation as an ace detective. Ah, the charming young lady responsible for security, Miss Adrian Andrews. Huh? You know her? Yes. Well, I should. She was the person who hired me for this job. A very intelligent woman. After all, she hired Detective Luke at me, did she not? I'm not entirely convinced that was an intelligent move on her part. Okay, so wait, does this guy not work for the police? He's like a private detective. Oh, him. Yes, well I saw him earlier. That wretched detective has let the thief slip through his fingers every single time. Wretched, huh? Now that I think about it, I wonder if they aren't working together. Huh? If you ask me, look at me, I believe the two of them are co-conspirators. If Detective Gumshoe heard that, he'd probably cry. He is a surprisingly sensitive guy. This will surely be Master Mask's final heist. Last time I came close and managed to retrieve the stolen treasure. Mark my words, this criminal of humanity will be found guilty in due time. And then I, look at me, Ace Detective, will dance with joy. I have no clue what you're blabbering about, but I guess I'll find out soon. I bet he has a lot to say about himself. Look at me, age 34, an Ace Detective. Has great powers of deduction, yet rarely makes sense. This person is Zavari, a great Ace Detective. Am I correct? But I was the one asking you. This photo simply isn't enough information. I'm afraid I can't be absolutely certain. But the intelligence in those eyes indicates a man of deep wisdom and insight. Stop messing around, Nick, and just ask him already. But this guy is scary. He is pretty scary. Can you tell us exactly what happened here last night? But of course. After all, I always say there should be no secrets between aces. Flattery will get you nowhere, Pinocchio. I first received the request for my services 20 days ago. And it was 10 days ago that we received Master Mask's calling card. Huh? You were hired before the calling card even arrived? Yeah, that is suspicious. Yes. You see, the person who hired me is quite rigorous and thorough. That's Adrian for you. A mere 10 days after hiring me, her worst premonitions were realized. A calling card arrived, right? Yes. So, Ace Detective that I am, I set a trap for the thief right in the warehouse. And waited for him, alone. Alone? But why? Why don't you go to the police for help? Ridiculous! Why would I seek help from such a singularly useless group of nincompoops? You've got a lot of nerve. After all, it was you that let Damask get away. I always operate alone and concealed, out of the sight of others. Yeah, this guy is sus as heck. Hey, Escape! Welcome to the stream. He's a consulting detective. Okay. Concealed? Precisely! Even the guards on duty here were unaware of my presence. To fool your enemies, first you must fool your friends. It's my own original proverb. Anyway, back to what happened last night. As I was saying, I hid here in the warehouse and waited for the thief to arrive. But I swear to you, not a solitary soul came through that entrance. Nevertheless, the sacred urn disappeared. But that's impossible. How could it just disappear? How, you ask? Don't be ridiculous, Sir Lawyer. If I knew the answer to that question, I wouldn't be here. For someone who seriously messed up his own stakeout, he's rather full of himself. So you're saying that even though no one came through those doors last night, our precious urn still somehow vanished from under your nose? That's just not possible. Well, Sir Lawyer, I've been told that you too are pursuing the mysterious thief. Well, I'm not sure I would... That's right! We're going to find the sacred urn no matter what we have to do. Excellent. I will trust you. I permit you to take a look around while I investigate elsewhere. If perchance you should discover something of value, return then to my office. My office of earthly desires, the Atme Detective Agency. Office of Earthly Delights? Oh, wait, was it delights, not desires? Yeah. Well then, Sir Lawyer, if you'll excuse me, I have much to do. But wait a minute. He's gone. I don't like the idea of doing this guy's work for him. Come on, Nick. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Let's hurry up and investigate before he changes his mind. I want to go to his office too. Take me with you, okay? Getting some Detective Conan vibes. Oh, I've never actually seen any Detective Conan. Well, let's start with this. That pathetic looking wooden box. Ah, that's the box that had the sacred urn in it. Don't touch it. There may be clues to the thief's identity on there. Oh, I worked so hard to make that box. Huh? You made that poor excuse for a box, Maya? I mean, looks fine to me. How do you pronounce Zavari? Am I pronouncing it right? What's that supposed to mean? That urn has always been on its stand in the winding way of Fey Manor. So there was no box suitable for it, Mr. Nick. And I was so proud of it. Poor Maya. Maybe it'd have been better if Master Mask had taken the box too. You could apologise to her. Wow, this is awesome. What did Miss Andrews say it was called again? Shichishito. It's literally 7-branch sword in Japanese. Or so says Miss Andrews. Whoa, it's pretty heavy. One hit, 7 times the fun. Pretty catchy, huh? I bet it'd sell like hotcakes. There's something about it that bothers me. Wow, you're really firing on all cylinders today, Pearly. This sword. Wasn't Mystic Amy holding it last night? Ah. And another thing, the sword wasn't bent last night like it is now. You're right. Awesome, Pearly. I wouldn't expect any less from my little Ace Apprentice. The sword is bent, so that must mean... Last night, someone used it somehow. Aha! I just thought of something. Maybe Detective Atme smashed Master Mask with it. Like this. Youch! What the heck? What do you think, Pearly? I think it's even more bent than it was before. Oh man, my head. My hair! It looks like paint or something on the bottom of the box. It's not a real word, pronounce it how you'd like. Ah, cool. Zavari! Zavari! Gotta drink some water, my throat's hurting a bit. Don't mess with the hair, yeah. Phoenix is very sensitive about his hair. Oops, sorry, I bumped the mic. Who will win, a Shichishito or one spiky boy? Shichishito, a ceremonial sword held in the hands of Amy Faye's statue, wasn't bent before the crime. There you go. It's a security camera. It's trained on the big door to the storeroom. It's set up to take a photo of anyone that goes in or out. A security camera? Yeah, go stand in front of that door and it'll snap your photo too, Pearly. Mystic Maya, do you think I should smile? Nah, it's for criminals, so I think you should make a really scary face. Like this? Oh, we don't get to see your scary face. Hey, Pearly, do you know what this is? It's a computer. A computer? Oh, I've heard of those. It has such a cute name. It looks like this computer is for storing the data from the security camera. When someone comes in or out of the warehouse, the camera takes a photo of them. It's probably the trap that the detective set up. Let's see if we can find last night's data on this thing. We might even find a photo of Master Mask. Let's see here. Man, I really stink at working these things. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? You're sweating an awful lot. I don't know how to pull up the photos. I had no idea you were so pathetic with high-tech stuff, Nick. Yeah, well, I managed to print out the camera data anyway. I guess you have to learn to crawl before you can walk, right, Nick? Yeah, sure. Anyway, it looks like the camera only went off once last night. Camera data. The warehouse camera went off once at around 1 AM on the night of the crime. I don't remember where this case goes, so this will be interesting. Mr. Nick, what's that big door over there? It looks like it's the door to the actual storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes and stuff back there. I guess that's where they were keeping the sacred urn. Remember, Maya, Miss Andrews said we're not allowed in there. Oh. Paint. Look what you did, Nick. You spilled paint over here. I didn't do that. Well, I wasn't here last night. I would have noticed a colour this outrageous. But this paint is already dried up. Well then, you should have cleaned it up before it dried, Nick. Paint doesn't dry that fast. Besides, I told you it wasn't me. It looks like it's been several days since it was spilt. Hey, look at this. What is it? There's some kind of shape left in the bottom left side of this stain. Huh? You're right. I wonder what it could be. I mean, it's probably the box that the thing was in. This statue of Mystic Amy is so cool. I want a gold statue of myself. We could put it in the office. Hey, it's Wright & Co. How about a gold statue of me? Mr. Nick? I'm sorry, but I noticed something strange. Huh? What is it, Pearls? The statue of Mystic Amy. Was this where it was last night? Ah. So that's why we didn't see the paint spillage last night. I'm pretty sure it was closer to the door. Yeah, I think you're right. Great job, Pearly. I wouldn't expect anything less from my ace cousin. So, the statue was moved on the night of the crime. Amy Faye's golden statue updated. A statue of the founder of the Quran channeling technique moved the night of the crime. Lots of different colours of paint here. Very pretty. I think we're done here, maybe? Alright, looks like we're done. Guess we'll go check out his detective agency. Oh. Hey, Nick! Your cell phone's ringing! Hello, Phoenix Wright here. Oh, it's me, Gumshoe! Gumshoe? What is it? What's so funny? I'll tell you what's funny, pal. I finally beat him! I beat Mr. Ace Detective! Finally! This underdog is the alpha dog today. That stuck-up detective's met his match. Yep. I finally caught him! Lock, stock and barrel. There's no escape for him. You caught him? Are you saying... You captured Master Mask? Bingo! Well, actually, he surrendered, but I still got him. Master Mask surrendered? That's great! So when can we come and pick up the sacred urn? Well, you see, I was gonna tell you... What? Something wrong? Do you think you can swing by the detention centre sometime? The detention centre? He wants to talk to you. Master Mask, that is. What? He wants to talk to Nick? I'll be waiting for you, pal, so get over here soon. The detention center, huh? Oh boy, are we defending him? Interesting. Kinda wanna go to the detention center first. Got some new stuff to show her. What's she think of look at me? Nothing new to say there. No, nothing new here. Aha, detention center. October 12th, detention center, visitors room. Hey pal, welcome to the detention center. You're sure in a happy mood, aren't you? Yup. After all, we got mastered by... Right, but, so where's the sacred urn? Oh, sorry about that, pal. I guess I didn't really think about it before. But you're the victim in this case. Huh? Well, I guess I should let you guys hear the story straight from the horse's mouth. You know, he's right, Nick. He is. If you think about it real hard, we are the victims. Well, I guess so. In a way. I'm so used to thinking of the victim as a dead person because we're always on murder cases. Excuse me. But anyway, I have to get the sacred urn back. Please, don't just ignore me. Oh. Who are you? I'm Master Mask? Okay? Hey, Nick? Doesn't he look kind of, well, gangly? Gangly, there's a word I never hear. I'm Ron Delight, the famous Master Mask. I don't think this guy could punch his way out of a wet paper bag. So, you're the mask guy? Yes, you bet! No, that's wrong. You see, it's complicated. Sort of yes and sort of no, if you know what I mean. What's wrong? Well, when I say wrong, what I really mean to say is that it's not right, per se. You see, it's not spelled mask de mask, it's actually mask de mask. What's wrong with this guy? Well, he's a timid little weakling, we know that much. So don't do that. Don't look at me like that. I don't need your pity. This is an interesting character. And a major crybaby too. That's wonderful coming from you, Phoenix. So, why don't you give yourself up? Well, you see, it's because, well, I know why. It's because you stole such a priceless treasure. And now you're overwhelmed with guilt. Am I right? Priceless treasure? That broken old urn? I have a little favour to ask. Yes? What is it? Could you go and talk to Desi? Desi? Look, we really want our urn back, so where is it? I'm sorry, I'll give it back. I really will. Maybe not. No, I can't. I can't make promises I can't keep. I'll just end up hurting people. Mr. Nick? I couldn't hear what he just said. Especially the last part. Mr. Damask? Do you think you could speak up a little? Yes, sir. I will. I promise. Maybe not. You see, I'm already speaking in my normal voice, so I really can't do anything. Mr. Damask? About the urn. Oh yes, the urn! Right away. Actually no. Who is this guy? What the heck? He has cinnamon rolls for hair. Oh man. Now I want some cinnamon rolls. I wouldn't mind telling you, but actually I'm afraid you wouldn't believe me anyway. Enough already. Just tell it to us straight. Please. Please don't yell at me. I'm sorry. That urn, I lost it. What? What did you just say? Did you say you lost it? Yes. No. Maybe so. I mean, yes, I lost it. What do you mean? Well, you know, I lost it. Like I said, these things just happen. You're on the train and you get distracted and you forget your bag, you know. What? You forgot our sacred urn on a train? Wait a minute. You went on the train dressed like that? No, I was just speaking hypothetically, that's all. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just lost it somewhere. I don't know where. This guy's story is more surreal than a Dali painting. Are you really sure this creep is masked a mask? Maya, don't call him a creep. Although I do have to admit, I understand your doubts about this guy. He hasn't really been a creep yet, he's a save. This guy talks like you when you don't want to talk to people. So who is this Desi person? Please don't talk about my wife like that. I guess she must be his wife. I'm sorry. The truth is, it was my wife that told me to have you all come here. Do you think you could go and visit her at my hideout? Hideout? Mr. Nick, what does he mean by hideout? Oh, sorry. Naturally, I meant to say my secret base. It's a secret base? Well, my apartment, actually. Palazzo Pelpep, 3rd floor. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's go have a look, Nick, to Master Mask's hideout. Something tells me she just likes the sound of the word hideout. This is a strange character. What do you think about this? I don't really think I can help you with that. No, that's not it. Well, the thing is, I don't really know if I can say one way or the other. I didn't really catch that. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. Get all the dialogue we can from him. I'm really sorry I caused so much trouble. If you're so sorry, then you shouldn't have stolen it in the first place. But the only thing I did wrong was lose it. Oh, that's not right. I was wrong either way. I'm sure the owners of the other treasures feel the same. He sure seems sorry. Who would have imagined that such a famous thief would have such a pure heart? I mean, I guess. Alright, nothing to say about the statue. I assume he's going to say the same thing about this. It's interesting these two items have given the same dialogue from everyone so far. But I assume that post is going to be important at some point. Calling card. Oh, that's Master Mask's calling card. Pretty nice looking, huh? He looks so happy. I'm not very good at writing, you see. So I bought a book called How to Write Business Letters and studied hard. Well, I guess you could call thievery a type of business. Well, nothing to say about that. Camera leader. Let's talk about people. Talk about me! No? Okay. Probably nothing to say about anyone here. Right, well, I'm already thrown off balance by this case, so I expected that detective guy to actually be the Master Mask. Nothing about her, okay. About Gumshoe, he arrested you. No? Okay. Master Mask. Ever since I was a little boy, I've always been interested in mysterious masked men. That's an interesting way to put that. So that's what you wanted to be when you grew up? Yes. No. Sort of, but not exactly. I never imagined I'd feel as bad as I do now about the treasures being stolen. People sure can be complicated, can't they? Atme is more of a creep than this guy. Yep. Agreed. How about look at me? Him? Do you know him? He claims to be your arch enemy and rival. But that person, he's not my arch enemy or my rival. Well, actually no. Now that I think about it, the terms arch enemy and rival are the same thing. They are rivals. Only people who have it out for each other would disagree like this. Ron Delight, age 23. A young man who turned himself in as Master Mask. A bit of a pitiful guy. That's one way to put it. Alright. Okay, well, we can go to your hideout, or let's go to the hideout. Whoa. Master Mask's hideout. Wow, check this place out. No doubt about it, this is Master Mask's hideout, alright. Who is it? Is that you, Ronnie? Huh? Who are you people? Are you Desi Delight? That's right, hang on, how do you pronounce that? Desiree? I'm Desiree. Ah! Oh, you must be the lawyer. And the victim. Yeah, that's us. Your husband told us to stop by and speak with you. I'm Maya Fey, and this is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Nicky Boy and Maya, huh? I can't tell you how grateful I am that you decided to help my Ronnie. Her earrings are tires. That's kind of awesome. Well, you're welcome. Did she really call me Nicky Boy? Yes, she did, Nicky Boy. Yes, she did. About your husband. Isn't he the cutest? A bit weak sometimes, though. A bit? By the way, did you know they mentioned Maya on TV? Huh? Really? They said you own the urn and that you're doing some shady training at a law office now. Remind me not to watch that channel's news program. After I saw that, I thought it might be a good idea to meet the lawyer they mentioned. See, my Ronnie, he has a powerful imagination and gets deluded easily. He kept insisting he was going to surrender to the police. I didn't know what to do. It was me. I stole that urn, he kept saying. As if it was even possible. Huh? But are you saying he didn't? Of course he didn't. Why would my Ronnie ever do something like that? Interesting. Oh wow, yeah, that thing in the corner there. That looks like Old Bag's, part of Old Bag's costume from the last game. Well, you know, it's a priceless treasure, and he's, you know... Is it possible his own wife doesn't know his secret identity? I mean, he's got the costume, like, and all the symbols right here. Me, I'm the kind of woman that needs excitement in her life. Oh, excitement, huh? Yeah, I'm at my happiest when I'm racing along with my bike going at full throttle. Riding a motorcycle is like putting your life on the line. You know what I mean? Well, I think it depends on how you ride it. I'm the type that can't stand living a boring, dreary old life with no action. No offense, but your husband, Ron, doesn't exactly look like the risk-taking type himself. You're right about that. He's definitely not one for thrills and danger. But I do have to say that he makes up for it in other ways. Other ways? Yes, money. Ronnie is incredibly rich and super generous. He bought me a bike that's so fast it would make your head spin. And shopping? I like the shop so much it makes Ron's head spin. It makes Ron's head spin. The other day, it actually happened. His head actually started to spin. Man, talk about a high maintenance wife. So where does Mr. Delight get all this money from? Ronnie is a security guard. They put their lives on the line, right? So they get paid tons of money in return. Tons of it. He's a security guard? I think it's my turn for my head to spin. Interesting. Can you tell us about what happened last night? What time did that incident take place again? What time was it again, Maya? Well, according to Detective Gumshoe, it was around 1:30 in the morning. Ah, last night was horrible. I got pulled over. Pulled over? Yes, I always do my best flying at night. Flying? You're talking about your motorcycle, right? Yes. Anyway, last night I got pulled over by a policeman. I can't believe he caught up to me. It was a great chase, let me tell you. When he finally caught me, the poor man was as white as a sheet. It was about 3 in the morning when I finally got home. Sounds like she's got an airtight alibi. Well, what about Mr. Delight? I don't really know. We weren't together at that time of the night. But when I got home, he was already fast asleep. So basically, he's got no alibi. Let's take a look around. It's Mask the Mask! There's a tape recorder hanging from his neck. Let me see that. Ha 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 ha! I'll be taking this crown now! Better luck next time, gentlemen! Ha 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 ha! I don't get it. What's this supposed to be, Nick? Interesting. Yeah, they've got a torpedo. Why do they have a torpedo? Nick! It's a torpedo! It's hard to believe, but it sure looks real. Where could he have picked up something like this? Please don't say that torpedoes are things people just leave lying around. This thing looks vaguely familiar. Oh, I know. It's a fishbowl. Well, an upside down one anyway. I think it's a helmet. An alien helmet. And that looks like a tape recorder or something next to it. I think it's a transceiver. An alien transceiver. Nick, do you think maybe you could act like a grown-up for a little bit? Getting lectured by Maya to be more of an adult. That's a new low. Why do they have old bag's costume here? Oh no, well that's a security guard uniform, right? For some places, for some reason. And if he's a security guard, he would have this kind of costume, right? Yeah, that makes sense. It's a bunch of cheap costume pieces arranged inside a nice frame. Look, Nick! It's a fake beard! There's also a mask made out of cardboard. Here, Nick! Try on this fake beard! Come on, try it on! Hey, cut it out! Now put on the mask! It's Phoenix the Mask! Let's borrow it for a while. No way. I'm not stealing from a thief. I have enough bad karma as is. Some random TNT and plunger. Yeah, what is going on with this place? Gonna run out of water at this rate. There are a bunch of books lying here. They're all romantic-sounding novels about famous heists and fantastic thieves. Wow, look at all the bookmarks and notes stuck into them. Let's see here. Note, must remember this thief's way of laughing. Very useful. Note, a calling card is an important part of any good thief's modus operandi. Operandi? Wow, Ron really studied his stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff piled up over here. Duck and cover! It's a missile! Did you know there's dynamite in missiles? But they're not heavy enough to be real. Oh wait, they're just really well made toys. What are these rolls of paper stuck in the trash can? Theft of the Mazarin Stone, the Great Albatross Strategy. Theft of the Immortal Goddess Statue, the Great Knuckle Bomber Strategy. Did the police even investigate this place? Apparently not. Hey Nick, look on top of the chair. Looks like an envelope and a letter. Well, don't just stand there. Come on, let's read it. Maya, you know we shouldn't do that. What are you talking about? That letter could be an important clue. No way. You can't just go reading a private letter because you feel like it. Oh, it's not just because I feel like it. It really could be important. If I was sure it was a clue, I guess I wouldn't mind. Maybe we'll get to read that later. Oh, that's so cute. It's called a hot air balloon, you know. Wow. There's no fooling you. I want to make my own balloon now. I'll even let you ride in it, Nick. That emblem on the balloon is supposed to be top secret. That's proof enough that Ron Delight really is Master Mask. I better not tell Maya. She gets kind of scary when it comes to celebrities. God, he's got so much stuff. Just stuff piled everywhere. All over the place. Here. Show you a badge. Excuse me, but would you take a look at this? Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't the faintest idea. I guess I just don't get out enough. Oh, that's so mysterious looking. I love old stuff like this. Really? That's one of our most treasured possessions. There's going to be a whole exhibit at Lordly Taylor with these types of things. Maya looks so happy. She's lit up like a 1000-watt bulb. Terrific! You can count on Ronnie and me to be there. Sounds like fun. Huh? Oh, yeah. Oops. Looks like that light bulb is starting to flicker. Okay, same thing. Probably the same thing about the urn too, right? Yeah. So what do you know about this? No, you can't show her that, Nick. That emblem is top secret. Don't you remember? Dolt. Oops, sorry about that. But the way she just said top secret was a worse giveaway than what I did. Ooh, when I hear the word top secret, it just piques my interest like nothing else. But the emblem's on the balloon in the background. Yeah. Nothing to say about the sword. How about people? So, Nicky boy, you're a lawyer, huh? Well, yeah. How do you like it? I bet it's so exciting. Yeah, sometimes. Actually, a little too exciting at times. Oh, I just love a good thrill. Nicky boy, it sounds like you have it so nice. This is starting to get awkward. But Maya, that's really amazing. A master at your age. Oh no, you've got it wrong. It's my mother that's the current master. Oh, I see. So what exactly is she the master of anyway? Well, you see, it's the... Don't say it, Maya. If you say spirit channeling, she'll laugh. Ouch, that hurt. Oh. Is Pearl still with us, by the way? I haven't seen her in a while. We just kind of lost Pearl somewhere. Just kind of lost her. Aha. About your husband and Master Mask. Master Mask? Of course! I know all about it. My husband is his biggest fan. Ah. Yep. What? Huh? Biggest fan? Yes. And Ronnie can be pretty delusional sometimes. That's how this whole misunderstanding happened. Wait a minute. Did you say delusional? Yes, that's right. I just don't know what I'm going to do with him. You see, Ronnie actually believes that he is Mask to Mask. What? What are you talking about? Interesting. Talk about Ron. I know he doesn't look it, but he can really get things done when he puts his mind to it. Really? So when exactly does he put his mind to it? Well, not very often, I admit. What exactly does Miss Delight see in her husband anyway? Wow, you must have really seen skyrockets when you first met him to love him so much. Skyrockets? I didn't know people still used that word. Desiree Delight, age 23, Ron Delight's wife. Seems to be a very friendly and outgoing lady. Let's talk about delusions. So, when did Ron first become Master Mask? What are you talking about? He's not Master Mask. Huh? But wait a second. Look around at this room. This place is obviously Master Mask's hideout. No, you're totally wrong. A real thief's hideout wouldn't look like this. It's because Ronnie is so timid himself that he looks up to heroic figures. Heroic figures? But Master Mask is a bad guy. So he's deluded, huh? Could that really be true? Anyway, if he really had stolen the urn, wouldn't he still have it? Well, I suppose so. Then why don't you ask him if he has the urn or not? She has a point. Mr. Delight isn't exactly the criminal type. But something about Ron's behaviour bothers me. Maybe it's true. Maybe Mr. Delight isn't Master Mask after all. Say, can I ask you something, Nicky boy? What is it? I know I may seem like a bad girl on the outside, but the one thing I won't stand for is illegal activity. I had the feeling you wouldn't. You're tough, but I can tell you've got a good heart. Somebody framed my poor Ronnie. I just know it. Could you give this to Ronnie for me? A letter? Yes, for Ronnie. I want him to fight back. Miss Delight? Okay, you've got it. Just relax and leave it all to us. Desiree's letter, addressed to her husband, Ron Delight, apparently contains something important. Bing, bing. Just gotta make sure we can't check that now. Yeah, okay. We can't open her mail. What kind of game is this? Yeah, she got pulled over for speeding. I guess she doesn't count that. Yeah, well. I'm not sure if I like the voice I'm doing for her, but I can't think of another one, so... well, first I want to tie this up with Ron. Tell me about Desiree. That's my lovely wife. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, she sure is. Oh boy. The one topic I didn't want to get into in front of Pearls. But... Desi doesn't approve of my interests. So I'm afraid she doesn't like me anymore. What should I do? If I want to win her back, I'm really going to have to be super honest. Oh boy, he's gone back into his own little world again. Oh, that's right. Here, this is from your wife. Oh, from Desi? Thank you. Letter given to Master Mask. Actually, more like taken. My dear Ronnie, how are you? I'm doing fine. He's clutching onto that letter so hard the ink is going to be squeezed out. He looks so happy. You should write a letter to Mystic Maya too, Mr. Nick. Mr. Lawyer? Yes? In the letter that Desi wrote, she said, ask this guy to be your lawyer. Huh? I know this would be asking a lot, but could you please take my case? My trial starts tomorrow. Hey, hang on a second. He can't be your lawyer. Why not? What do you mean, why not? We're the victims in this case, right? Victims of this Damask guy. Well, yeah. But according to Desiree, he didn't do it. She said, poor man, he's deluded himself into thinking he did it. Right, Mr. Nick? Come on, she could be lying to protect her husband. Well, that's true. No, actually not. Actually, it's hard to say. Oh no, it's spreading. Oh please, I'll give you the treasure of your choice in return. What should I do? Refuse him, of course. I like my Ron voice drop off. Nice. Refuse! Don't do it, Nick. He's a thief. Mr. Nick, I agree with Mystic Maya. Well, I admit something about this guy stinks like last week's sushi. I guess I really should say no. But if I do that, this poor guy will have nobody on his side. Well, Mr. Delight, I've decided to take your case. We can't stop him. Yeah, apparently Pearl is still with us, but she didn't say anything at the hideout. Really? You will? But, Mr. Nick, I was wrong about you. I shouldn't have trusted you. But, Pearls? I can't believe you defend this person after what he did to Mystic Maya. I'll never forgive you. Ever. Pearly, wait. This is going to be ugly. I'll go after her. Well. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Well, you couldn't have known she'd react like that. I guess I might as well start investigating. Oh, Maya. Where's Pearls? She said she's going back to the office. Go check in on her later, would you? And what about you? Are you okay with me taking Mr. Delight's case? Yeah. I'm fine, Nick. I believe in you. Aw, I think I'm gonna cry. I know you have a lot of work to do. Hang on. Pearls is 9, and we're just gonna let her walk unaccompanied back to the office? Maya should have stayed with her. Anyway. I really appreciate it. Okay, Nick, let's get this show on the road. Well, guess we're done here. This guard monitors the visitor's room. It looks like he doesn't have much to do right now. I can tell because he's looking at the camera and making funny faces. Excellent. Smile, you're on candid camera. The camera doesn't seem to have a lot to tape right now. The only thing it's watching now is that guard over there. Let's see if Pearls is back here. Make sure she's okay. Right and Co. Law Officers. Hey! Ah, Mr. Nick. Welcome back. Oh, hey Pearls. You're back too, I see. I went and bought us a strawberry cake. Oh, wow. Delicious. I'll go make some tea to go with it. Hey, Pearls? It looks like she feels really bad about what happened at the detention center. It just happened. But Mr. Nick, I was wrong about you. I should have trusted you. I'll never forgive you. Ever. Mystic Maya, the tea is ready. Oh, thanks. Come on, Mr. Nick. Please have some of this cake. Yeah, thanks. Pearls? Oh, excuse me. I was in the middle of cleaning the toilet. Hey, it's okay. I just cleaned it this morning. There's a lot of toilet cleaning going on in this case. Pearl was able to buy a cake and beat us back to the office in 30 seconds. Yes! In Japan, California, kids are taught to be responsible at younger ages. Ah. Yeah. I want some cake now. Too late. This might be a good time for me to ask about her. Yeah, let's talk about it behind her back. I first met Pearls a year ago. It was when that murder happened at Karine Village. I still remember what she said to me when we first met. You're Mr. Nick, right? You're Mystic Maya's special someone. Hey, Maya. I've always thought it was because she was young, but what? Pearls. I think she's got the wrong idea about you and me. Huh? There's something you need to understand. What is it? It's kind of like a Karine Village custom, sort of. Interesting. I need some water. A lot of potty talk this game. Very good. Pearl's shipping company. Nick is totally toiletarily territorial. Ace Attorney toilet cleaner. The sign of an upset woman. Furious cleaning spells. I hate cleaning so much. Cleaning would just make me even angrier. Alright. Pearl seems to love you a lot. Well, it's because I'm her only cousin. And, well, because of the murder case last year, Pearlie's mother is... Oh, yeah. I remember now. Pearl's mother, Morgan Fay. She's serving a prison term in isolation right now. So she hasn't been given the death penalty. So you see, I'm the only family Pearlie has right now. But it's the same for me too, Maya. My mother's gone too. Now, tell me about this custom. There are hardly any men in Karine Village. Now that you mention it, I never actually saw any men there when I visited. I'm pretty sure I told you about it a long time ago. About how spiritual powers run very strong in the Fey family. Yeah, you did. And that's why you're undergoing training to be a spirit medium, right? Yeah, the thing is, only women can actually inherit the spiritual power. That's why the whole culture of Karine Village kinda revolves around its women. Well, that's understandable. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, but because of that, there tends to be a lot of unsuccessful marriages. Oh? Well, men start to feel left out after a while, and then they just start leaving. Especially if the man has a daughter. Are you saying that Pearl's father? He's gone. He left the village when she was very young. Boy, that's tough. Yeah, and she grew up seeing nothing but unhappy marriages all around her. That's why she's so sensitive to things like that. So your mother's still missing? Yeah, and no one has any idea where she is. Maya's mother, Misty Fay. The current master of the Karine channeling technique. She disappeared 17 years ago after getting involved in a certain police case. But you're sure she's still alive, right? Yeah, I know she is. It's sort of a spirit medium thing. And if your mother doesn't come back, then what? Then according to the laws of the village, I'll become the next master. Mystic Maya, the master of the Karine technique. Sounds like a heavy responsibility. Yeah, but there's no one else with the blood of the Fey main family who's a spirit medium. Well, Nick, why don't we go out and start investigating? We're not going to learn anything, just sitting around the office. Yeah, I know. But first I want to talk to Pearls. Mr. Nick? Yeah? I acted like a baby. Pearls. I doubted you, even though Mystic Maya trusted you completely. I guess I still have a lot of training to do. Mr. Nick? Yes? From the bottom of my heart, I apologise for what I said. Oh, it's okay. I'm the one that should be apologised. Well, I'm going to go out now for a little bit. Huh? Where are you going? I may be small, but I still have a lot of spirit channeling power. So I'm going to show you I can be useful too, by finding some evidence. Hey, wait a... she sure runs fast. Nick, let's back off and give her some room, okay? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I've been wondering about that too, counting. Yeah, the first game explained why Mia became a lawyer and left the village. It's because she wanted to track down who leaked the information about the old case involving her mother. Yeah, someone leaked the information about that to the press, which is what caused her to disappear in shame. And yeah, she was investigating who that was, and it turned out to be Red White who found the info, and yeah. Yeah, she was working on apprehending Red White. She was building a case against him. Wonder what she was going to do after she succeeded. If she was going to go back, or... Hey Maya, check out my badge. So you've still got that badge, I see. Huh? Well, I'm a lawyer, aren't I? Yeah, but I guess I just didn't think you'd keep on being one for this long. You have to admit, you've had some close brushes with death because of your job. I fail to see how being a lawyer is more dangerous than channeling dead people. Oh hey, it's my Megatama! So what do you think, Nick? Hang on, we already seen this? Yeah. We've seen this dialogue already. You know, I thought we'd finally found the urn. Yeah, if only Rondolite were Master Mask, we'd have figured it all out. Huh? You mean he's not Master Mask? Well, Desiree says he isn't, and I believe her. The mystery gets deeper and deeper. Yeah, and the trial starts tomorrow. As usual. You know, even I didn't know this statue existed. Hang on, I think we've already seen this as well. Free branch. Oh, yep, seen that. Yep, no, that's the same. So this was made by the real Master Mask, huh? Yep, Detective Gumshoe said it was the real thing. One look at this mark, and you know it's the real deal, pal. Yeah, but you do realise whose deductive reasoning skills we're talking about, right? Phoenix, stop being an asshole! Does Nick ever talk about his family? No, I don't think he does. Do you think Mia was capable of channeling spirits? I think in the first game, Maya said that Mia was even stronger than she was, didn't she? Alright. This sword, it has a strange aura surrounding it. It's like it's infused with a spirit of both anger and tragedy. Well, I'd be mad too if somebody bent me the way they bent this sword. Yeah, I guess that could be it. What do you think about this? It seems like it has something to do with this case, but I'm not really sure. Right, let's talk about people, see if you've got anything new to say. When did you first get that porcupine cut? It's been like this ever since I was a little kid. What? You mean that's the way your hair is naturally? I thought you had some sort of special phoenix cut deal with the barber. I mean, you usually only see hair like that in a video game. Is my hair really that weird looking? If it wasn't for Mia, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Yeah, she told me you used to be really useless. Compared to how unreliable you were then, you actually seem responsible now. Actually, you haven't changed that much, I guess. Maya praised me for a change. Hey, wait a second. I'm going to have to... Hang on, I think we're seeing this one. Yep. Play the part of Big Sister for Pearly. No, that Pearl. I'm sorry that Pearly said what she did. Oh, it's fine. It was nothing. I'm going to have to smooth things over with Pearls later somehow. What do you think about this? Oh, okay, nothing to say about Adrian. Gumshoe! Detective Gumshoe's on this case too, huh? He seems to show up during all of our cases. It can't be a coincidence. Maybe it's a sign that our fates are destined to be woven together for all time. Yeah, that'd be a real Beauty and the Beast kind of fairy tale, wouldn't it? Well, who's the beauty, who's the beast? So the real identity of Master Mask is... Ron Delight, right? That's what Mr. Delight claims, but I'm not too convinced about something he said. Huh? About what? About the secret urn. Didn't he sound a little vague on the subject? Yeah, now that you mention it, he said that he had simply lost it, right? I have this distinct feeling that he's hiding something. I just know it. Look at me! That Detective At Me guy really surprised me. There was a certain something about the way he said, Zavari! Well, he did manage to get back the treasure that the mask guy stole last time, right? And he did it by himself, too. Yeah, I guess. That case has certainly made him famous. It looks like he does deserve to be called Ace Detective, after all. So the real identity of Master Mask is... same dialogue. That Desiree sure is cool. I love the whole motorcycle thing. The way she laughs in the face of death. I want to try it myself. I thought you only knew how to ride a bike. Hey, don't forget, Nick, that it's an electric bike. Electric? So young and already so lazy. Whatever happened to good old exercise? Oh yeah, some new dialogue. Charlie, a quite decorative plant. I loved it. No matter how busy I get, I never forget to water this little fella. No new dialogue, nothing new, nothing new. Oh, the phone. My desk. Today it's sparkly clean. I guess Pearls must have wiped them out for me. Oh, Pearls clean the desk. Legal books down the row. These were all Mia's. Wow, I just realised I didn't buy a single one of these. Here we go. Shall we go? We don't have Pearls with us now. I wonder if that makes a difference. Wow! He has a big picture of himself framed on the wall. Over the fireplace. That's me, detective agency. This is a detective agency? Looks more like the set of some B-grade horror movie. Hello? Is anyone here? It looks like nobody's home. What a waste of time. Hey, I know. Let's take that framed picture back with us as a memento. Don't you dare, Maya. Guess we'll have to try back later. Why do you want that picture? Who would want that? Why? If Charlie dies, can someone channel him? Good question. What a creepy painting. It's like he's looking right at me. Maybe we should put up a big portrait of you in the office, Nick. I can even paint it for you. Maybe you can pose while cleaning the toilet. I think I prefer something a bit more dignified. Whoa! It's a huge hearth! That's a fireplace. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. Hey, Nick, what's this thing here? It's called a gramophone. In the old days, people used them to listen to music. You can't be serious. I think it's probably for purifying the air or something. I'll bet you 50 cents. Come on, what do you say? Forget it. You never pay up when you lose. 50 cents. That's one impressive bookshelf filled with some very impressive books. My Life as an Ace Detective. Unabridged edition by Luke Atme, Ace Detective. Hey, he's even got one of those ships in a bottle thingies. Ah, would you look at that? There's a little Luke Atme doll at the helm. How cute! There's a microscope here too. I wonder if he was researching something. The glass slides have different names on them. This one says Atme virus. This guy is just dying to make a name for himself, huh? It's getting kind of irritating, actually. Yeah. Don't much like this guy. This desk is literally covered with all sorts of chemistry equipment. Oh, I just love chemistry. Say, Nick, I bet you didn't know this, but water is made up of carbon and hydrogen. No, not carbon. Oxygen. Oxygen and hydrogen. Oh. Well, there are always alternative theories, I guess. Oh, Jesus. Alternative facts. If by alternative theories you mean the ones you make up inside that head of yours. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to look at around here. Yeah. I wonder if we missed him because we didn't go there earlier. He'll come back in that case if we have to talk to him here. Alright, let's go to the exhibition hall. Lordly Taylor, main exhibition hall. But Maya! Oh, Miss Andrews. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. Your precious urn. Your precious urn! Oh. Please, calm down. What's wrong? Oh, it never ends. Everything I touch ends in failure. Maya, I'm sorry. I'll do anything to make it up to you. No, it's okay, don't. I know I don't look it, but I'm good with my hands. I could make you another urn. Hold on, just wait, okay? Breathe, calm down and talk to us. Forgive me. Forgive me. Aw. So when did you get the calling card from Mask to Mask? Let's see, exactly 10 days ago. I was going to show it to the police, but that detective stopped me. So you asked Detective Atme to help with security? Yes. In fact, it was about 20 days ago that I hired him. He seemed to know much more about Mask to Mask than the police. So you hired him for security even before the calling card arrived? Well, yes. I had a premonition that something bad might happen. I've learned to trust my hunches. So that's why there are security cameras, even in the basement warehouse? Yes, Lordly Taylor is very serious about their security measures. It was their way of saying, bring it on, to any potential thieves. Well, he sure brought it last night, and even left with a nice souvenir. Can you tell us a bit about the security for the treasure exhibit? It was all my fault. I never should have called this paltry little collection a treasure exhibit anyway. Why do you say that? The urn that was stolen is a pretty important object. Maybe. But its actual value after appraisal was, well, practically zero. Zero? I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. But that urn contains the soul of Mystic Amy. Anyway, I left all the security arrangements to Detective Atme. But 5 days ago, I began receiving all sorts of other exhibit items from Quran. Lots of people started going in and out of the warehouse down there. So maybe one of them was actually Master Mask in disguise. No, I personally checked out everyone that came through here, so that's not possible. Knowing Adrian, she probably even checked out what they ate for breakfast that morning. Oh, we got some new dialogue. It's the folding screen of Quran's sacred writings, but I can't read what it says on it. Really? But I thought it was some kind of important spell. Oh yeah, my mother read it and taught me to memorize it. I'll be in trouble if I ever forget it. Looks like the Quran channeling school is teetering dangerously on the edge. Wow, this is incredible. It's a tiny version of my whole village. Hey, I've got a great idea. We can make a miniature of your office, Nick. I don't know about that. The whole place is overflowing with junk. You'd die before you finished painstakingly recreating that mess. Well, we could always clean it up first. Shrug. It's true. Cleaning, That's probably where the secret urn was going to be displayed. Yeah, I guess so. Should I put my attorney's badge there? You know, as a replacement? Oh, jeez. I think it's a little too small for that. What about my Magatama? Now you're being silly. That's definitely too small. Alright. Check out my badge. Check out my badge. Miss Andrews? I know, it's all my fault. But what's done is done. I'll make up for it by making a new urn for you. I'm just wasting my time. She's too far gone. Alright. Anything else to say? No? Alright. How about Master Mask? Look at me? No? Nothing? I don't think I can show her anything. Alright. Well, I shall leave you here. And we'll go check out the basement again. I guess we won't, there's no one here. Oh, we've got a new bit of thing here. Looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly and it's shocking pink. I don't see how the colour of the paint is in any way important. When we were here with Miss Andrews last night, the statue wasn't where it is now. Yeah, it was right next to the door, wasn't it? Well, if someone moved it, it was probably the criminal. Maybe he didn't like being watched by Mystic Amy while he stole the urn. Hey, cut it out! You're giving me the creeps with that kind of talk. Our precious urn was right there on the other side of these doors. Yeah, and according to the security camera data, someone was in there last night. Urgh, what I'd like to do to him. I'm really starting to like this thing. It's so cool looking. I'd like to strap it to my waist and walk around town like a samurai. Careful. Gumshoe will lock you up and throw away the key if you're caught. That pathetic looking wooden box. Ah, that's the box that had the secret urn in it. Don't touch it. There may be clues to the thief's identity on it. This all looks pretty familiar. Okay, not sure where that was marked off as different. According to the computer data, someone did in fact go through those big doors last night, right? Yeah, I guess so. The shutter did go off once, you know. Can we get the picture? I wonder if that detective brought this camera in with him. Good question. Let's take a look at it. Huh? It says property of Lordly Taylor on it. So it's borrowed? Kind of strange for an ace detective, don't you think? Yeah, don't think there's much to look at here. When we're getting that badge emote. A badge emote would be pretty good. Hey. I'm worried I need to present something to her, but... Oh, well, if I can't find anything else to do, I'll come back and present her everything! Ah! I think we have the detective to talk to. Alright, at me detective agency. Hello? Well, well, how lovely it is to see you again, my dear. Welcome to my abode. Relax and soak up the atmosphere. We're actually kind of... Shush! Silence! Precisely as I expected. What is? Zavari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. A lawyer and a spirit medium. Am I correct? I think we've already been through this. Ha! So my estimation was correct. Zavari! How truly elegant. Now then, what can I do for you? Oh dear. You mentioned before that you were on guard duty all alone last night. Precisely. This is my 5th encounter with my archenemy. I refuse to allow anyone to interfere with the rightful pursuit of my prey. I heard you've been after Master Mask since his very first theft. Come on. Yes, my dear. I see you've done your homework. Thanks for following, seedy wizard. In his very first heist, that vile thief pilfered the famous jewel, the Tear of Emanon. I first encountered him in the museum's secret hall, the crime scene itself. That's a pretty nice looking jewel, actually. I love that shade of blue. So, that's why you were hired as security for the treasure exhibit? I'm pretty sure he said that Adrian Andrews hired him. Yes, I borrowed some equipment from Lordly Taylor and set the perfect trap. You must mean the security camera. But I thought you were watching the area yourself, too. So how did Master Mask manage to steal the urn? That's the million-dollar question. What is the Mask's modus operandi? Mr. Atme? Did you know about the sacred urn? I'm interested in only one thing, my dear, and that is Mask to Mask. Sacred urn? That has nothing to do with this case. But wasn't that what Master Mask stole this time? I am a hunter, sir. The urn was nothing more than a lure to catch my prey. Do you yourselves remember the shape of the individual peanuts you throw to pigeons? I don't think I like this guy's attitude, Nick. Well, anyway, it looks like he doesn't know about the urn. There's something that's kind of bothering me. Please, my dear, ask me anything you like. After all, we are all but seekers, wandering alone in the dark. Well, I was wondering how Master Mask managed to steal the urn. I mean, isn't it strange that you don't seem to know? Yeah, now that you mention it, it is strange. After all, you were on guard that night at the scene of the crime. Unless you were sound asleep, you should have at least seen Master Mask. Well, oh, only one Cyclock. Okay. But what the? It's a Cyclock! Cyclock? Hey, Nick, what is this Cyclock thing? Well, your Magatama lets me see when people are keeping secrets. By breaking their mental locks, I can find out what those secrets are. What? This Magatama has that kind of power? Maya, you're the one who gave me this Magatama last year. Well, it's true that this Magatama is a prized family heirloom, but Pearly was the one that actually imbued it with spiritual powers, right? That's why I don't really know much about what it can do. This is the woman that's going to take over the Karine channeling school someday. So, how do you do it? How do you break the Cyclock thing? Well, you present the Megatama to the person with the secret. Cool! I can't wait to see it in action. Come on, try it out. Oh boy. I think the future master still needs to learn how to be patient. Do you want to talk about anything? I'm sorry I can't be more helpful. Oh, yeah, seeing this dialogue. Alright, do you have anything to say about Ron? This man surrendered to the police, admitting that he was Master Mask. Maybe so, but I'm not convinced that he's really behind the thefts. He is. He sounds pretty sure. Just look at his forehead. It's all in the shape of his mouth and eyes. This is the classic face of a thief. It is unmistakable. Is there anything that isn't unmistakable to you? What about this person here? Look at me. Is something wrong? Did the cat get your tongue or something? That photo leaves you with a distinctly indistinct feeling. In this case, I'm afraid my perspicacity has been left wanting. What the hell does that mean? Perspicacity. I don't think the Megatama's in the anime. I've only seen season 1 of the anime, but that covered the first and second games. And they did not have the Megatama in that at all. They just kind of... They didn't show any of the Cyclops or anything like that. So I'm guessing they wrote it out. Just gonna catch up on some chat. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. I think he's trying to say that he doesn't have any information. Master Musk. Yeah, alright, seeing that, seeing that. Alright, same dialogue. Alright, let's see what he says with this Cyclock. Wonder if we can break it yet. Perspicacity. The quality of having a ready insight into things. Shrewdness. Ah, thanks, Alyosha. Yeah, I've never seen that word before. I mean, I must have, because I played this game before, but... that's a very rare word. Take that! Master Mask's MO. Detective Atney, you were standing guard at the scene of the crime. There's no way you didn't see Master Mask commit the crime. Well now, I can hardly see why you're so positive about that. Yes, indeed I was guarding the warehouse, that much is true. But I can tell you for certain that not a single person passed through that door. I'm not sure why, but this Atney guy is lying through his teeth. I know, I'll show him some proof. Detective Atney, I have here proof that someone went through that door last night. It's called my badge. How very interesting that you present such a thing to me, Luke Atney, Ace Detective. Unfortunately, it is meaningless. You need to go home, take a long cold shower, and get a good night's rest, Sir Lawyer. I guess that's a miss. Well then, is there something else I can do for you? Maybe I don't have enough evidence yet. If that's true, it could be dangerous for me to push on. But I need to break him. We'll go with the camera logs, because, yeah, it says someone went through. There was a security camera set up at the scene of the crime. It should have automatically taken a photo of anyone that went through that door. Precisely. I hope you don't mind, but we've already gotten our hands on the camera data. As you can see, the camera went off exactly once last night. What? But my monocle didn't catch anyone in its flash. It must be some kind of computer malfunction. It must be. Maybe it was your monocle that malfunctioned. What? Are you saying that I didn't do my duty properly? Detective Atme, you must have seen the thief last night. The question is, why are you trying to hide it? If he's hiding it, there must be some reason. Some reason that he desperately wants to keep hidden. And I've got just a piece of evidence that should prove it. Do I? Okay, let's suppose you didn't manage to see Master Mask. In that case, the reason you didn't at that time was because you were. I think he was unconscious. So using the bathroom. I'm afraid that making a guess is not enough. Time to put your money where your mouth is. Show me your evidence. You need to go to the toilet because of my badge. May I give you a piece of good advice, sir lawyer? What is it? I guess it's not the same as a theory. Not scientifically, anyway. You need to go home, take a blah blah blah, blah blah, seen that before. I guess I need to think this over again. So I'm guessing he got knocked out because he got hit with the sword. Making a guess isn't good enough. Show me your evidence. Yeah. Detective Atme, you were knocked unconscious by the thief, weren't you? Surely you must be joking. You think that I, Luke Atme, could be knocked unconscious so easily? This sword proves it. That's... Before the theft, this sword was in the hand of the statue of Amy Faye. Furthermore, at that time, it was not bent. There's only one explanation. You were struck on the head and knocked unconscious by this sword. Well, Detective, how about it? I'm impressed. You truly are an ace attorney. Yay! So he should like have a concussion and have to go to hospital and stuff, but you know, it's a game. It's a game. I can't deny that there may be a small hint of truth in what you say. So, you were knocked out when the thief first clobbered you? Clobber. What an ugly way of saying it. But I suppose you could put it that way. The coward struck at the precise moment that I turned to look at the computer. So you never noticed that the thief had entered the warehouse? No. The coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Perhaps the air ducts or the sewer pipes. Then my arch-nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. Ouch. Mr. Atme should have his poor head examined. You can say that again. How could he have underestimated the thief that badly? Shichishito updated. The mask knocked Atme out during the crime with a blow to the back of the head. Well, it looks like we got one thing cleared up anyway. Huh? What? That Atme is the greatest ace detective in the world? Not that. No, that he never actually saw the thief. Oh, that's right. So the thief may not even be Master Mask. Just one moment, sir lawyer. The thief was unquestionably Master Mask. But you never actually saw him. Perhaps so, but I installed a security camera for just such a contingency. Oh, are we going to finally see the photo? Just a small quip, but in the DS games the chains actually blur for a split second before unchaining. Interesting. I wonder why they do that. Oh. Last night, the camera went off exactly once. Behold! This is a photo of the dastardly thief, taken by the security camera. There we go. That's him. But Master Mask. Security camera photo. Photo of storeroom entrance taken by the camera on the night of the crime. The thief can be none other than the arch-criminal, Master Mask. After all, he has a very good reason for committing such brazen crimes. What are you talking about? So, what did you mean by he had a very good reason? Exactly that. Mr. Delight had a very good reason to dress up and commit those crimes. There should be a green envelope somewhere in his room. You'll need to go and investigate. Ah, you can finally look at the envelope. But how would you know about that? Huh, have you forgotten? You're speaking to the finest ace detective ever to walk on the face of the earth. The most brilliant mind since, well, ever. Look at me. Well, I guess we better go take a look, just in case. Yeah. Anything more to say about the photo? Nope, okay. Here. So ya. Catch you later. Hi. Just gonna go through his stuff, is that okay? Yep, okay, cool. Hey, Nick! Remember what Detective Atme said? Exactly that. Mr. Delight had a very good reason to dress up and commit those crimes. We just saw this. There should be a green envelope somewhere in his room. You'll need to go and investigate. A green envelope, huh? Looks like this is it. Okay, let's have a look. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 AM on October 12th and bring $50,000. October 12th. When did the crime happen? Not sure. 50,000? This is a blackmail letter. It sure looks like a major clue, alright. Blackmail letter. Written with a fountain pen, found in Ron's room. Ruh-roh. Oh, someone's at the door. I'll be right back. Won't take but a second, I promise. Oh, thank you for coming. That's so nice of you. When I see a damsel in distress, I just can't help myself. Please, come on in. I'll make some coffee. Really? Okay, I guess I'll make myself at home, pretty lady. Wait a minute. I know that voice. Oh. Oh, Nicky boy. I'm so sorry, but I've got another guest. Ah! You're... Oh god. Nick, it's you! And Maya too! What a fluke! Ah, Larry! Long time no see. What, you know each other? Nicky boy? Nick! Do you and this girl have, you know, something going on? Something? If you mean what... I underestimated you, Nick! A gorgeous lady like this. And married too? Way to go, dude! Ugh. Don't like Larry so much anymore. Something definitely smells. Always blame the butts. Yep. I knew it. Just when things can't get any worse, it's time to cue in the butts. Send in the butts! Larry Butts. Ever since grade school, he's been... not exactly a close friend, but yeah, we know each other. Hey man, that wasn't nice! I was your very first client! We've got quite the storied history, he and I. And what we used to say still rings true. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Hey, come on now, you're embarrassing me. And in front of this pretty little thing here. So you two are old childhood friends, I see. That's so sweet. You two go ahead and catch up on old times. I'm gonna go check on my bike. Let's just leave these strangers in our apartment, unattended. Nice girl, that Desi. So how you been, Nick? Too busy if you really want to know. Yeah, he looks somewhat dignified in that uniform, doesn't he? Hey, Uffa, welcome. Do. Yeah, I guess the hot dog business had some issues. Larry's just always getting different jobs, isn't he? Just gonna drink some water. Alright. Larry Butts. So, what have you been up to this whole time? It's been 2 years since I heard from you. And what's with those clothes? You look, well, weird. Hey man, that's uncalled for. This is my uniform for my part-time job. But I can't believe it's been 2 years. They say time flies when you're having fun. Huh? What's wrong? Nick, I gotta tell you, women, I don't trust them anymore. What? You got dumped again? Well, you know Bennifer? I followed her all the way to Japan 2 years ago. That's where I met the famous Caddy Tom, and my whole life changed. Bennifer? Caddy Tom? I never heard of either of them. Anyway, dude, Caddy Tom chose Hollywood over me. Can you believe it? Well, actually... Anyway, sounds like you had quite the adventure. Women! They're so... Ah! Oh, but you're different, Maya. You're not like the rest. Looks like he's still the same old Larry. Oh yeah, I don't think Larry was in number 2, was he? Butts is a punch clock person. What's a punch clock person? So what are you doing here anyway? Huh? What do you mean by that? I'm just a natural born nice guy, that's all. Well, actually, I picked this up last night while I was working. A wallet? You say you found this last night? Yeah, it had a driver's license in it, so I figured I'd just return it myself. Ron's wallet, found by Larry at his part-time security job's company building, night of the crime. Interesting. Hang on, let me see that for a minute. I knew it. Desi's picture is in here. Yeah, I guess he really digs his wife, huh? Hey Nick, it's not what you're thinking at all. No, I'm pretty sure it is. You haven't changed a bit. Oh, no way, man. I mean, she's a married woman. That's just bad news. He really is here just to check out Mr. Light. Ugh. He says he doesn't trust women. Ugh. So you said you found it at your job, right? Yeah, I'm working for a private security company as a guard. Chicks just love a guy in uniform, you know. A security guard, huh? So that's what that uniform is all about. I don't know, I don't think I would trust Larry as a security guard. So what time was it when you found this last night? Huh? Why are you asking that? Trying to see if I've got an alibi? You're not the one on the hook for a crime this time, buddy. I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of our company building. What was Mr. Delight's wallet doing there? Anyway, there's nothing weird about that. After all, he works there. He works there? Do you mean Mr. Delight? Sure. Here, take a look at this. It's right here in his wallet. What's this card? It's a key card for the security company. See, it's got a serial number on it right there. There's no mistake about it. You said you were working part-time at a security company, right? That's right. But why are you making that scary face? Security company, huh? Something's not quite secure about Larry working there. I need to find out as much as I can about this keycard. Keycard, found inside Ron's wallet, apparently used for the building of his part-time job. Hey Larry, check out my badge. What about this? Does anything come to mind? Listen, I'm a security guard. I'm not here to sell you juicy bits of info and chew the fat, man. Funny, you had no qualms about selling samurai dogs just 2 years ago. So you're sure about this keycard? Yep, that's the keycard we use at the building we work in. According to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office. You need it to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. It leaves a record? Yeah, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when. Larry, I need that data. Whoa, slow down, man. Sorry, but that data is off limits to outsiders. If I lost this job, I'd never have a chance with Desi. It's times like these when I wish lawyers weren't so powerless. Keycard updated. Found in Ron's wallet. Opens the KB Security CEO's office. Leaves a record when used. Record. I keep changing my mind which pronunciation to use. You didn't touch anything in the wallet, did you? Hey man, be serious. You know what I was interested in. If Master Mask doesn't look out, he's going to be the victim of a robbery himself. Ugh. Hey Larry, what about this? What? If you got something to say, then say it already. Huh? A blackmail letter? Do you know anything about this? What? I don't know anything about Alexis, and that's the truth. What? Huh? What? Oh, I can't believe you do this to me. I thought you were my friend. $50,000? I don't have that kind of money. No, you don't understand. This blackmail letter was sent to Ron Delight. Phew. Man, you scared me. I almost had a heart attack, you idiot. Wait, I'm the idiot? Man, I was totally confused because it says KB Security right on the envelope. Yeah, so what? That's where I've got a part-time job, at KB Security. What? Sounds like I should really find out some more about this KB Security company. Can we go there? We can talk to him about it. What else can we show you? Show you everything. What did you say there? Ah, Larry, this is one of the treasures from Karine Village. Be serious, Nick. I couldn't care less about mystic mumbo-jumbo stuff. Oh, of course Maya is a different story. Talk about your mixed messages. Nothing about the card? Alright. Check out this cool sword! No? Okay. Yes, I'm showing him everything. It's an OCD thing. Oh, that's right. I already showed you that. The ultimate creep test. How does he react to pearls? We'll find out. Punchcock. They're not that good of a person. Decency is just a job for them. Ah, okay. Hadn't heard that term. Alright. Let's talk about me! You're 26 years old, right? Don't you think it's about time you took a long, hard look at your life? Right back at you, mate. Coming from a guy who can only brag about how many times he's been rejected, I find that kind of ironic. Hey, I remember her! That's Maya's big sister! Wow, you really do remember! Yeah, who could forget? A couple of gorgeous sisters, hubba hubba! You hear that, Nick? Gorgeous! Oh yeah, that's right. When I defended Larry, Mia was still alive. Wow, you're even cuter than the last time I saw you. Oh, really? Yeah, you look totally different than 2 years ago. Don't you think, Nick? Maybe it's because we're always together, but she looks pretty much the same to me. Oh, what a cutie! Hey, Nick, so what's the deal between you and this girl? Hey, that's my cousin. Her name is Pearl Faye. Pearl, huh? Too bad. Never date two girls with the same name. That's one rule I can't break. Oh, yuck. Yuck. Oh, no, that's horrible. Hey, Scurvy Kip, how are ya? Oh, no. Larry is awful. I think the fact that she's only 9 years old would break some rule somewhere. Oh, yuck. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Larry's bad. Whoa! Who is this? Come on, man, don't hold out on me. Forget about it. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to... Hey now! I thought we were pals! I've got a major thing for girls with black sleeveless shirts and glasses. That's very specific. How do you know that? And if they have an orange-coloured memo pad, I really lose my cool. He has to be making that up. He can't really know Adrian, can he? Gumshoe. Larry, what about this person? Beats me. What the? All of a sudden he's got nothing to say? It's because Gumshoe's a dude. I just thought of something. What if it's actually a hot chick under that costume? Forget about it, it's a guy, trust me. Man, you're killing my buzz, dude. Boy, talk about someone who has a one-track mind. That Desi is one awesome lady, alright. It's been a long time since I felt this way. I think I'm really in love this time. A long time, huh? Yeah, well, except for what I feel for you, Maya. I don't think even he knows what he's saying anymore. Yeah. Larry Butts, age 25. My friend picked up Ron Delight's wallet while working on the night of the crime. Even you could learn a few tricks from me, Nick. Yeah? Like what? Look at my hair, for example. It points up straight, right? But your hair, on the other hand, points backwards. That's no good at all, man. It's defeatist. You gotta aim high. For the stars. I can't find a counter-argument to that. Let's get away from Larry, ASAP. KB Security, the company in the blackmail letter. You know about it? That's where I work, yeah. In fact, I'm on the job right now. Huh? So what are you doing here, then? Well, the boss is away right now, and you know what mice do when the cat's away. Yes, yes. Anyway, how far away is this company? Let me see, about 30 minutes by car, I guess. Well, if you fly down the road anyway. Well, this apartment building is pretty close to Lordly Taylor, right? And it would take roughly an hour to go from here to KB Security and back. If Ron Delight was at KB Security when the robbery occurred, then... Whoa! Then he couldn't have stolen the sacred urn. Larry's a dumpster fire of a person. Hey Nick, your phone! Hello? Is this the right residence? Ah, Pearls, where are you? I thought I'd go to Lordly Taylor to try to find some more clues, but I'm afraid I've gotten lost. What? Give me that phone, Nick. Pearly, where are you right now? I was walking along and I found myself in front of that person's office. That person? Who? That person who doesn't act his age and always says Zavari when he's excited? Look at me, ace detective. Okay, stay right there. We're coming to get you. Alright. I'm a little scared. Oh. Alright, let's go, Maya. Wait a second, Nick. What? That phone call just now. Sounded like a real cutie. Oh, jeez. Another one of your special friends? Say goodbye to Mr. Light for me, would you, Larry? Oh, Jesus. What did they do to Larry? Why is he suddenly a huge creep? Just catching up on chat. Well, he wasn't like this in the other game, in the first game. He was kind of a failure, but now he's run away! Run far away! Etme Detective Agency. Ah, Mr. Nick. Mystic Maya. Also, how did she know our phone number? Has she memorised it? That really needs to be sprayed down with a tanker full of mace. It only gets... Oh, jeez. Dang it. Dang it. Anyway. Pearly! I never thought I'd see the two of you again. Oh. So is Mr. Ace Detective out of the office? Yes, when I arrived here, there wasn't a single soul in sight. Say, Nick, doesn't it look like something's changed since we were here last? Now that you mention it... Well, we're just going to snoop through his stuff, are we? Just make sure there's nothing else different. I don't think there's anything else different. Okay. This bag. I'm sure it wasn't here before. It looks quite full. I wonder what could be in here. Hey, Nick, come on, open it up. Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. That's true. And truth be told, I have to admit I am kind of curious. Well, what's in there? Hang on a second. I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth. Well, hello there. Eek! He's here. What are you doing, Sir Lawyer? I'm shocked to see a servant of the court ignoring the law so flagrantly. I'm really sorry. Maya made me do it. Nick, I can't believe you. A gentleman never uses a lady as an excuse for his own poor behaviour. The real question is, can you afford to waste time lollygagging about here? What do you mean by that? Perhaps I should make myself more clear? Tomorrow's trial. Zavari. Shall we say the figurative Sir William will be dropping his panties before lunchtime? What? What? What does that even mean? She had the right phone number. Yeah. Oh, he does get better in 5 and 6? Oh, good. Good, I'm glad. Wow, Nick, sounds like it's going to be really exciting. Can I see what's in the bag? So what's in there, Nick? What's in the bag? The way Atme barged in like that, I never actually got the chance to look. I know. I thought I was going to collapse of shock too. But from the feel of it, it was something hard. What's going to happen at the trial tomorrow that's so dramatic? Do you know what your biggest mistake so far has been, Sir Lawyer? It was becoming a lawyer in the first place. That certainly does sound like a big mistake, Mr. Nick. Jeez. Tomorrow will be a day to remember. I, look at me, will take the stand. Oh, great. And then, Zavari, my testimony will prove to be the undoing of the lot of you. Yes, all of you. I will unmask you as the thief's co-conspirators. Conspirators? You're quick on the defensive, I see. However, it is not I that is your greatest enemy. There is a far more dangerous threat that you will face during the trial. What are you talking about? Sir Lawyer, if you truly are who you say, I'm sure you've heard of him. His name is Godo. Godo? Let's talk about you first. This Damask. You have taken a step down the path of foolishness. To try to defend a career criminal who deserves nothing less than the death penalty. Hey! Last time I checked, no one knows for sure that Mr. Delight really is Damask. My dear lady. Times may change, but people, sadly, do not. Well, you will understand this when you are more mature. Who is this Godo person? It's not surprising that a spirit medium has not heard the name. Godo, the prosecutor whose equal cannot be found in this country. But in heaven, Godo, a legend or myth, men pin a lifetime of hopes on the chance to simply meet him. Prosecutor Godo? But the best prosecutor in the country isn't Godo, it's Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't that right, Nick? It's no surprise that a spirit medium of yourself would know. A spirit medium such as yourself would know nothing of this. But Ace Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth is currently travelling abroad. Huh? In fact, it was Mr. Edgeworth who acknowledged Godo as the best in this country. And you agree with that? Most certainly. In fact, you could call him the Luke Atme of the prosecutor's office. Well, that's good to hear. The prosecution has a fighting chance tomorrow. Mr. Nick, is this Godo really that strong? I seem to remember hearing about someone like that. Not surprising. Some people spend their entire lives idly waiting for his appearance. Okay, we're kind of building him up a bit too much. It's more like Godo. Ah, okay. Godo. It looks like we're done investigating for the day. So, lawyer. The stage has been set and all the pieces are finally in place. All that remains now is for the dance to begin. Oh, do we get to fight Nightmare King Grim? A new prosecutor, an ace detective, and a thief. This will be one tough trial. To be continued. Wow, that was a 3-hour-long segment. Alright, I'm gonna call it there because my voice is hurting quite a bit. So we'll continue this another day. And we'll do the court section. Ooh, court. Court is fun. In this video game, it is. Yeah, thank you all for watching. That was quite fun. It's really cool not remembering exactly what happens. I remember some major things, but I don't remember the details, and I also don't remember much about this case in particular. This one just vanished from my memory. No one I'm following is streaming. I guess they're all travelling back from GDQ, so I've got no one to host today. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. See yous.